All right, so this has been a long time coming. I know I'm super late with this video. I'm supposed to be talking about this AWOL travel bag. I'm supposed to be doing an overall breakdown of how my experience with it was throughout my Thailand trip. And I have been kind of nursing a little bit of a shoulder thing. It's not too much of a big deal, but I haven't been golfing that much either. I think I've only golfed like 3 or 4 times since I've been back. And I've been back for a good 2 months now, and coming off playing 15 times within 30 days in Thailand. And then since then, 2 months later, I haven't really golfed much at all. Also, a lot more of these talking head videos are gonna come. We also have a second camera angle, playing with a little bit of production value. So trying to up the production value a little bit. And let me know if you guys like the 2 camera angles. And yeah, so let's get into what we came here for. Let's talk about this AWOL, Ghost Golf AWOL travel bag. So the AWOL travel bag, my experience with it, and we're just gonna talk about how this thing held up while I was in Thailand throughout the entire trip. Like I said, just gotta kind of reiterate and give you guys a quick little rundown of how much action this thing has seen over that Thailand trip. So we first flight was to Taipei. So we had a layover in Taipei. It was like a 11-hour, 12-hour flight into Taipei. We had about a 2-hour layover. So that was the first trip with the AWOL travel bag. Didn't see it within that Taipei airport. So from Taipei, then we fly in to Bangkok. So, you know, we get to Bangkok, so now we're gonna like pretty much get on the trip, and then we're flying throughout Thailand for the entire duration of the 30 days. Well, not the entire, but we flew around to a couple different cities. All right, guys, we're back at the airport. We're in Bangkok. It's currently like 5:30 in the morning. We're at Winnipeg Airport. I don't know how to say it. Airport in Bangkok. We're getting ready to take flight and head down to Krabi, which is south. It's about an hour and 30-minute plane ride. Trip 2 with the AWOL travel bag. The first trip held up really nicely. No dings, no anything. Flawless. Everything was perfectly intact. So trip 2, we're gonna see how it holds up when we get to Krabi. So from Bangkok, we flew down to Krabi, stayed a few days there. And from Krabi, we flew back to Bangkok, stayed a few days in Bangkok again, and then we flew up to Chiang Mai. From Chiang Mai, we drove to Chiang Rai and we played golf down there. That was about a 2-3 hour drive, something along those lines, 3 to 4 hour drive, something like that. All right, guys, we just made it to Chiang Mai, Thailand. So we're up north in Chiang Mai. Give you a little update on the travel bag and how it's doing. I don't really have to like show you much because there's literally nothing wrong with it. It's gotten through this trip flawlessly. All my clubs made it safe. Now this is the 4th trip, the 4th plane ride, so to speak. Not necessarily the 4th plane ride, maybe the 5th plane ride, including the layover that we took from the States to get to Thailand. So clubs intact, nothing crazy. We even got the head cover, the driver head and the head cover here. Everything is flawless. I absolutely have no complaints about it whatsoever. And it's got a couple more trips, so hopefully it still holds up. So in Chiang Mai, the itinerary, the idea that we're gonna do out here, we have 4 golf courses, 4 or 5 golf courses that we're gonna play out in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai area. Tomorrow we're gonna drive down or drive up to Chiang Rai, and we're gonna stay up there, maybe play like 3 golf courses. And then from there, we're gonna come back to Chiang Mai, where we're staying in this dope condo. And we're probably gonna play another 1 or 2 courses out here. And then we got some other excursions that we're gonna do, playing with some elephants and doing some ATV riding and all that fun stuff. And then from there, we're gonna fly back down to Bangkok. We're gonna then travel to Hoi Hin, and then we're gonna play Black Mountain twice, which was one of my favorite courses from the entire trip. I think there's content about that. I didn't post any content about the Black Mountain trip because, like I said, at that point I was like kind of burnt out with the whole content thing, but I do have some clips and I'll show you guys as this video is kind of going on. But yeah, and from then obviously back to Bangkok. We drove back to Bangkok because that's where our base was. That's where we're kind of staying throughout the entire trip, and we're flying to different cities. And then from Bangkok we flew back to, I think we had another layover in Taipei, and then from Taipei we flew back to the United States. So in total, that was about 8 flights in total within a 30-day span. So how did the Ghost Golf AWOL travel bag hold up. As you can see, it's sitting right here on my desk, and yeah, man, honestly, it held up really nicely. There was a couple things. I mean, obviously on the back here, we got some dings, a little bit of wear and tear on the back side. I don't know what that's doing there, but you know, that's to be expected, you know, throughout the airport, you know, if this thing is going through customs and bag checks and just being thrown around on the bottom of the plane. So you can obviously see there's some scuffs on the bottom, but the plastic at the bottom, which I was kind of concerned about, it held up. It wasn't anything crazy. Like I said, there's just a little bit of scuffs. Will still roll really nicely. And that's basically really the only thing on the outside. Other than that, clubs made it safely throughout the entire trip. Didn't have any issues whatsoever with that. I love the fact that it had this hidden placket back here with this strap. I saw this back here and I wasn't really sure what it was for, but this is basically to put over your roller luggage to make it, you can roll your carry-on or your luggage and this at the exact same time. And I have some clips of that to show you guys, but really, really key and something I didn't really know that I needed. Love that. Love the fact that Ghost Golf had this back here. Super cool. It makes toting this thing throughout the airport super, super easy and convenient. This little shoe placket right here, the shoe containment or shoe pocket, I guess I should say, held up nicely. I kept my golf shoes in here pretty much throughout the entire time. Handles came in clutch because when you're taking this thing on and off conveyor belts or tugging this thing throughout the airport, lugging it onto vans and cars and shuttles and whatever have you, these handles come in very, very key because, you know, being able to grab this thing from whatever different angles. You even got some on the side, 2 handles on the side, 3 handles on the front of it, handle on the top, and you even got this little handle on the bottom. Handles all over this thing, so like I said, it just makes it really, really easy and convenient to kind of lug this thing around. The ballistic nylon, so this material, so this is supposed to be like really, really tough, military grade material, weather resistant, because it did rain a lot while we were out there in Thailand. So yeah, the clubs are protected. There's no kind of scuffs or marks, no indicators of like anything bleeding through this thing, no rips or anything like that. So it's really durable, and I'm looking forward to completing some more trips with this bag. That was another thing that was kind of like a bummer. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but for me, it was just like one of those things. This little zipper pull tab right here, I don't know what happened, but the tip of this, I don't know, the string just kind of came loose and it had this little fuzziness going on. I don't know if you can see that from the second camera, but yeah, it was again, not too much of a big deal. I'm just probably gonna take a lighter to this and just burn the edges so it could just not be like this flimsy, fuzzy things going around. But that's pretty much it. Other than the wear and tear on the bottom, but yeah, like I said, the plastic stayed intact. Love the TSA lock that comes with it too, making just extra security when you're, you know, so people don't get into your bag and steal your clubs, because I have heard horror stories about that. And then on the inside, the extra padding came in clutch, because like I said, I take my driver head off every time we travel and every time we're toting this thing around and just kind of stuffing it in here. And I have a pretty big driver head cover too, so it's like it adds for extra protection. But this little extra pouch came in clutch. The stiff arm came in clutch really nicely, so there's like, if people are throwing this thing around, your clubs aren't getting hit, and just keeping all those protected, like your irons and your woods and things of that nature. Extra straps here to tie down the bag when it's in tote, so it's not moving around inside the bag. So just little things like that, it makes a really, really big difference for me. And honestly, like I said, it was one of those things where I didn't have to worry about nothing at all throughout the entire trip. Lots of extra pockets and paddings around here. There's little extra pockets in here where we're carrying, I don't know, gloves, balls, extra shoes, and a bunch of things. And then make sure you got that like mesh, 2 really, really big mesh pockets on each side, so you can just carry extra stuff if you wanted to throw some extra stuff in here, like clothes or what have you. You know, we buy stuff from the gift shop and we can't fit it in our carry-on or whatever, so it's really, really nice to have the extra padding within the golf bag. so you can carry more stuff. And you also have your actual golf bag, which you're gonna put more stuff in, because you guys know the Ghost golf bags comes with a ton of storage. I elected to take the Any Day stand bag while I was out there and left my GT14 card bag here, just because I just figured, you know, traveling it'd probably be a little more convenient with a smaller stand bag rather than trying to lug around the big, bulky card bag that's super heavy. But pros to the card bag is that you can put extra stuff in there, but the Any Day bag has enough pockets in there too where you can like stuff that thing out and whatever have you. There's so much storage. I didn't even pack that out, and it was just pockets that I still haven't used to this day. So that's been my overall experience and review with this AWOL Ghost Golf travel bag. Yeah, so if you guys were looking forward to this video and was wondering about how this thing held up, for me, I can only speak for me, but it held up really nicely. I have seen some stories online that I've seen that people had a little bit of trouble with, but I can only speak for me and my experience, and this thing, like I said, held up great. And yeah, man, looking forward to more and more trips with this thing. I would also say too, the black and red stands out so much because there was other golfers that was going through and out Thailand, all these different cities. And there was a lot of golf bags on the conveyor belt that was coming out, especially on the oversized luggage. And given that the Ghost Golf is such a distinguished look with the red straps and with the big Ghost logos on it, you're able to tell right away if it's your golf bag or not, unless there's other people out there with the same Ghost golf bag. But it stands out from the other golf bags just because, like I said, it's the bold red straps. Even if you have the gray straps, it's just that distinguished style. You know exactly it's your bag from like a really far ways away, so you can know where and when it's coming and whatnot. And quick pro tip, I did have an air tag in this thing because I wasn't taking no chances. So if you're traveling overseas throughout, you know, domestically, whatever have you, and you're worried about your golf clubs because these are really expensive, I would highly recommend popping an air tag in this thing or popping it in your golf bag and just leaving it there throughout the entire trip so you know exactly where it is and it's not getting lost. So if it does get lost, you can still pinpoint it and know exactly where it is and how to track it down. So that's a little bit of a pro tip for me. It was air tags, and now that'd be air tagging, could be any one of those tracking things, but I used an air tag and it came in really clutch. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. If you guys have any questions about it, just let me know in the comment section below, I guess, and I can get those answered for you guys. But you know, to sum it up, cool travel bag to go along with their really good and good quality stand bags and just golf bags in general. So Ghost Golf really does stuff with the highest of quality, and they didn't cheap out on their travel bag. So yeah, man, that's it. Like I said, hit me up in the comment section if you guys have any questions about this specific bag, if there's anything that I didn't cover, because some of these videos, because you guys know these videos, when I come on here and I just turn the cameras on and I just start talking, I don't script out anything. So yeah, man, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.